Today we're looking at clustering and specifically using VMware's fault-tolerant, highly available clustering, which is a 6.7, and we're going to do it with Osirium PXM platform 6.5.1. Now here, Peter set up two systems running VMware as ESXis, and we're going to pull the power on one of them, and we're going to see what happens to one of the sessions. Okay, so this is the setup. We've got our two ESXi machines here. We've got a window into the PXM appliance. This is the PXM client. This here is the web page showing us the state of the EXI cluster, and this is a connection to an actual device. So what we're going to do is we're going to run this find command that's going to stream file names to us, and at the same time we're going to simulate an error. So here we go. There's the files, and here's the power problem. Cable gets pulled out, we get a short gap in proceedings, and then everything carries on again. And if we leave it for long enough, we'll see that the cluster has gone into a change of fault tolerance. What we're going to do is we're going to plug that back in again, possibly have another go, but since we've done it 3 times, we know that everything works. Thank you. Okay, let's take a moment to analyse what just happened there. Now, we had some hardware that was destined for a couple of new developers. Now, they've only got 1 gig network cards, and we connected that to a 1 gig switch, and we used a £150 QNAP iSCSI NAS as the central storage. Obviously then we've installed the VMware 6.7, the PXM platform, which was a 6.5.1 just about to come out, and then set them up into a cluster, installed a copy of Ubuntu as a device for us to target, and then proved to ourselves many times that we could be connected through to the Ubuntu machine and then pull either one of those power cables, and we'd get no more than about 0.3 of a second interruption to our sessions. And I think that's pretty impressive, considering that you've got very modest hardware and the cost of the VMware HAFT cluster licenses have been coming down year upon year. Anyway, what you've seen there, of course, is creating a single node of fault-tolerant, high availability Osirium PXM platform. And that's not the same requirement as some of our larger customers have, where they effectively have data centers in different continents. And that's where mesh comes in. So in an Osirium, multiple Osiriums can send their mesh configuration backups to each other. So you can keep a copy of configuration ready to go in any one of your data centers from any one of your other data centers. Of course, if you're using solutions that are based on highly available distributed databases, one of the key issues there is in Partition, the databases go into read-only mode, which means your enterprise credential management is locked at that point. You're fixed at using those passwords, and if you're recording history into the database, you've got this problem. Where's that history going to go? But in our solution, using mesh, what happens is either side of the network fault, they can have their own history, they can have their own enterprise credential management, and when the network problem is taken away, the mesh backups will heal across that divide. So there you are. You could imagine a situation where you had those HA fault-tolerant single machines also sending their meshes out to similar machines in other continents, and you'd have a very reliable, very fault-tolerant Osirium PXM platform network. If you'd like to know more, of course, please get in touch.